With me is Gary Douglas, the operations manager at WFAW, Cool 106.5 and Light 107.3 in Fort Atkinson. Gary also hosts the WFAW Morning News. We know him best, though, as the radio voice of the UW Whitewater Warhawk football team. Welcome to HawkTube.
Thank you, Tom.
Talk a little bit about what is so special about being the radio voice for really one of the national elite teams, and just how is that different than some of your previous sports broadcasting?
Well, I've been pretty lucky over the years. I've had a chance to do a lot of different things in play-by-play, but the UW Whitewater job, not only for football, but for basketball and baseball as well, has just really been a lot of fun. Not only working with the individual people on campus, whether it be the coaches, the players, the administration, but also the success that the university has had in athletics has just been a lot of fun over the last few years.
For me, grizzled old veteran, it seems like you just got here, but you've been around for quite a while.
Yeah, I've been doing radio for almost 40 years here in the state of Wisconsin. I've had a lot of fun, and as I mentioned, I've had a chance to do a lot of different things, not only in sports, but in radio programming as well. But there's nothing better than this time of year when Warhawk football is right around the corner.
Talk a little bit about Warhawk football. Just an amazing story. Beginning in 2005, after a couple of 5-5 seasons that you were able to witness, something hit, and the Warhawks have just jumped into the national attention span of Division III football. Been to the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl for 6 consecutive years, playing the other stalwart of Division III, Mount Union, and most of all, in the coaching anyway, having won each of the WIAC titles over the past 6 years. It's a heck of a story.
All the way back to former head coach Bob Brezwitz when he took those first couple of teams to Salem has really been phenomenal, and it's something that it's kind of become something that's just kind of growing on its own right now, as you see players passing it down from class to class. And we were talking about the captains and how influential they are on the success of the program. And I'll tell you what, it's really been something it's been a great thing to be a part of. There's no question about it.
And the thing about it is, you know, great expectations every year, and it's going to be such a letdown. Sometime, you know, the winning streak will end, but you can't take away from what is developed. And number one by most outlets in the preseason, but you got to earn it on the field. It's not as easy to do as people think.
And I'll tell you what, that's where I really give the coaching staff, as we mentioned, the captains, and even the players themselves a lot of credit. Yeah, they've had great success the last 6 years, but when they start camp coming up here in a week or so, all that just basically goes right out the window. They start from scratch over again. They don't even, they put their rings away. They just focus on what's coming up at hand. And I think that's been the thing that's been most impressive about what our coaching staff has been able to do here. And you and I talk about it a lot, and that's the one game at a time mentality. Sure, the banners and the trophies, you can't escape seeing them when you're over there by the football complex. But the fact of the matter is, when they cross those lines on a Saturday afternoon, they're only thinking about that game and what the consequences are for that particular game.
Matter of fact, they will unveil the 2010 portion of that giant mural on the north end of the locker room building. And once the team is far away from that as possible, they will be in the locker room when that happens. 2010 is over, it's 2011. That's the main thing that they get across, and you got to earn it again. Very quickly, Cool 106.5 FM, the radio voice of Warhawk football since back in the early 60s. But again, all games, both home and away, will be on the radio. Just give us a little preview of what we'll expect.
Well, of course, you were talking about the history. Of course, it started out on WFAW AM, switched over to Cool 106.5 back in the 90s. One of the things that we're most excited about, Tom, is that the last couple of years now, we've really enhanced our streaming capabilities for Warhawk football. So no matter wherever you are in the country or around the world, for that matter, you can catch a Warhawk football game. And it's not only the games, but other things like your training camp reports will be not only streamed, but they'll also be podcast available for people to download and save as much as they want. We will have all the games podcasted as we've had in the past. We'll keep them up there for about a month or so, so if there's a game that you want to go back and listen to, you certainly can. So we're really excited about some of the technical advances that we've been able to make it easier for people, no matter where you are, to be able to hear Warhawk football, the coaches' shows, the Friday morning interviews that I have with Lance Leipold on my show on WFAW, and of course some of the other features that you produce for us throughout the course of the season. It'll be all up there and people can listen to it anytime they want.
All Warhawks all the time.
Almost, yeah.
But that's where I sort of come in with my different Old Baby Sports Productions gets more layers every year. But now that I'm not going to be doing the color analyst job for you guys, sort of stepping down from that, I thought I was going to have it easier. I'm probably going to be more busy this year, but it's a lot of fun. This is part of it, HawkTube.
And we want to remind everybody, too, Tom is still part of the broadcast. We'll be doing it around the WIAC feature on our pregame, and of course, probably one of the most popular things we do every year on our halftimes will be your player profiles, and we're looking forward to that. You really get a good look at what some of these student athletes are all about at UW-Whitewater.
It's an exciting time of the year, and you and your staff make it even more exciting. Thanks for what you've been doing. Look forward to this year.
All right, go Hawks.